So I thought that I recorded a recommendations video for after the Heartbreak Bakery, and that I had it like ready to be scheduled, and I was wrong. Now, this will not be important to you because you'll be able to see it by the time that this will not be important because at the end of the day, you'll be able to see it. Even though the Heartbreak Bakery review just has already come out, you'll still be able to see it in good amount of time. You know, it's not too bad, but I genuinely thought I recorded it and I can't see it. I can't find it. So I don't know if I recorded it or if I lost it. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We're doing it again. I'm doing it again, and I have 12 recommendations for you, and a lot of them I'm just gonna fly through because I'm gonna be linking stuff below, and you'll just be able to see it. So, without further ado, and with the insanity, wait, no, yeah, 3. Okay, and with the insanity that you just heard, let's go on. The first 3 books that I will be recommending are Red, White, and Royal Blue, One Last Stop, and I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. All of these are romances, and I will link their playlist below because I love them. The next 2 I will be recommending is Again But Better and Better Together by Christine Riccio. I have talked about these a lot in the channel, and I also have the Christine Riccio playlist, which I know I talk about. Even I haven't reviewed Again But Better, but I will reread it to do that, I promise. But I do talk about it in my recommendations for After Better Together, so you're going to see that there. So I'll link that playlist as well. The next book I have here is I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. Also a book I talk about a lot, and that I've recommended a couple times, but I do want to mention this one is interesting to me. I love this book, and I'm gonna talk about the plot. Actually, wait, no, I've talked about it a lot, and I recommend and I talk about it in the Mason Deaver playlist, so I'll link that below for you guys. 7 is Camp by Elsie Rosen, and we also have Jack of Hearts and Other Parts by Elsie Rosen. I'll link their playlist below as well. Then there is Once Upon a Con by Ashley Poston. I'll link that playlist for you as well. So those were my 9 books. Now we're moving on to the series. The first series on the list is Yuri on Ice. Yuri on Ice, you guys, is a series I watched very recently and love so much. I love it. I love it so much. I think it is a series that I should have watched before. Oh, and I'm adding an extra recommendation, but you'll see it soon. I just remember this will work. Anyway, so Yuri on Ice follows our main character, who we're gonna call Yuri K, because there are 2 Yuris in this series, and I just couldn't quite I can't remember how to pronounce the Yuri K's last name. We follow him as he kind of loses his he loses a game, I guess you could say, of like figure skating, and he decides to quit. And at some point he ends up practicing and doing the routine of his favorite figure skater and the guy he admires the most in figure skating, Victor Nikivara. Very funny, by the way. I remember Victor's last name. I'm sorry, Victor was such a great character. I love Victor. He's great. And it gets uploaded online, and it captures the attention of Victor, who decides that he ends up traveling to Japan, and he decides he's going to be Yuri's coach. And by the way, I am not joking, but when at the end, I think of episode 1 or 2, probably episode 1, I think it was episode 1. I am not joking. Victor literally shows up and just says, "Oh, hi, Yuri. I'm Victor, and I'm gonna be your coach from now on." I am not joking when that is exactly what happened. This is how he showed up, and I'm here like, what the fuck? I him, but what? I loved it. It was hilarious. It was great. So we had to follow them, and then we have the introduction of the second Yuri Plasetsky. So we're gonna just call him Plasetsky or Yuri P. And he is he shows up in Japan, and he's like, Victor, you promised that you would like give me this choreography or whatever for when I do this or whatever. And he's like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna compete. Both Yuris are gonna compete, and whoever wins, I'm going to coach. So if Yuri K wins, he stays in Japan and coaches him. But if Yuri Plasetsky or Yuri P wins, he is going to return to Russia and coach him. That is the decision. And the competition happens. Yuri K wins. So we followed Victor as he coaches this Yuri, and it was so adorable. It was so cute, and it is so cute. The romance is adorable. It is 12 episodes of amazingness. I love it so much. And now I'm thinking back, and I'm probably going to be adding another recommendation. I'm adding recommendations as I'm recording, and I just love it. I love it. It's very beautiful. It's so cute. The next thing on my other list, is Fruits Basket. And I want to say that there is an original, and then there is the reboot. You can watch whichever you like. You don't actually need to watch the original to watch the reboot. I am currently rewatching the original and need to get back to it. But I'm specifically doing it because I really also enjoyed the original, and I want to make some comparisons in reviews. So I just want to talk about it, you know? It's cool. So, Fruits Basket follows Toru Honda, who ends up moving into the Soma's house, into Shigure Soma's house, for specific circumstances. And she, however, ends up finding out while there that the Somas are under a curse. I think it's like 12 or 13, a couple of members of the Somas are basically turned into the Chinese zodiac animals, and when they're hugged by the opposite sex. And at first she is in danger of possibly her memory being erased, but then it is decided that she will stay and she'll be trusted to keep the secret. And from there we realize, of course, that things are not as they seem in the Soma family. So what is happening? Dun dun dun. And the third thing here is Ouran High School Host Club. I'll link it below. I have a playlist. I have a bunch of videos on Ouran High School Host Club, and I love it so much. I think it's amazing. So I'll link that below. I will also say I do talk about Fruits Basket there too. Then we have Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. I also watched this very recently, and we basically follow these 5 girls who have like this literature book club, and they explore their emotions kind of through literature, because people where they are, things are like really, really in Japan. I learned, at least in this anime, that things are really, really strict, and that these teenage girls and teenagers in general are under so much pressure, and yet they can't, like, they don't know anything about, like, there are so many things that they just can't explore, so they're trying to explore through literature. So it's very interesting. I'll link the review below for Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. And last but not least, by the way, Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season is last minute added, and then the other last minute recommendation I have for you is Heartstopper, which I will be reviewing soon. Now, Heartstopper is a graphic novel series that I have never read, but it's also a series on Netflix with also audio description. So Heartstopper follows Charlie, who ends up getting a crush on Nick, and in order to be closer to him, he ends up joining the rugby team. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's it. Watch the series or read the books or do both. That's up to you. I watched the series. I watched the first season, the first 8 episodes, and from what I understand, there is supposed to be a season 2. Now, when is it going to be released? I don't know. But I need it. I need it in my life. I need Heartstopper in my life because Heartstopper was I watched Heartstopper in a time. I watched Heartstopper a couple of months ago, and around June, I think I watched it around June or July. I can't quite remember. But the thing that I wanted to mention is I watched Heartstopper when the world here in the US kind of went to hell. So if you're not aware, a really important law was basically like overturned, and it was Roe v. Wade, which gave women, people with uteruses, the right to vote as a federally and as a constitutional right. And it has been overturned, and instead of being a federal right, it is now it's now controlled by the states. So I watched it sometime after Roe v. Wade was overturned, and it really helped me kind of just decompress a little and stuff like that. So yeah, like the US went to shit, but Heartstopper kind of made the world a little bit better for me. So thanks, Netflix. Yeah, those are all my recommendations. Let me know what you think. Is there do you recommend other books after this, or do you have any other recommendations? I'd love to know. Anyway, with that, I will leave you. I will see you soon for another video. I can't quite remember what video is coming out tomorrow. Let me see. Let me let you know what video you should expect tomorrow. Because I should have this file open, and I don't. I'm not the most prepared YouTuber, am I? Let's see. Okay. So I at least want to say that when watching, I think when with all of this, I'm enjoying making these recommendations a lot, by the way. So okay, so it's the 18th that I'm looking for. Let's see what's coming. I am now looking for what's coming. Oh yes, tomorrow, everybody, we have a Sarah J. Maas review. I'll be reviewing House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. Enjoy that. I'm very happy to see that you might enjoy. So anyway, I'll see you soon, you guys. Until next time, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and my blog. Check the description for that and other links. Until next time, consume stories. Bye.